Never before in all our history have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today. They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred.
The needs of working families and the middle class, not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, well, that just cut off the song. That wasn't supposed to do that. Damn, that was cool. Good morning. Yeah, it's going to play it again. Okay, that's what we're doing. There's the fucked up intro. Needed to happen. But before, good morning. But I'm backing up here. I don't, where is it? Egads? I have no idea with the super chat. I don't even know why it's off. I never even turned it. It was on. I don't touch it. I don't know what the deal is. So it could be because, oh, I know why. I bet I know why. It's because the account has been changed. The information has been changed on where this is going. So now this is going to Ashley Terry, basically, instead of me. That's why. And we have to go back in and turn on the super chat. I can't really do that while we're live, but I can do that after the show, so I apologize. That's what's going on. There's been some shifting. We're moving some things around, and I'll have to talk about that, explain what that all is. Good morning, everybody. Who's all here today? Lots of people, because I'm late. You've been waiting for me. Steve Collins, right next to me. Kat, Eco Sutra, and Phil Britton, how you doing? Good morning. Density, I sent you a package, and I forgot to actually send you an okay, so look, when you get, there's numbers, there's tape. Ping me when you get that, and I'll explain what all that shit is. Just trust me on that, all right? Trust me. We're gonna talk about patronage and all that stuff in a little while. Good morning. Who else is here? We got Louise. Good morning, and Kat and Andre. Okay, we got Andreas. We got no Dennis today, although he's on the bill. He's on the event card. He's not here. You get a freebie, Dennis. Is this date day? Is that? Hang on, Marcus. I gotta put Marcus in here. Got Marcus. Is it date day, Marcus?
Yes, John. Good morning, John. Good morning, Steve. And good morning, America. Dennis, yes, he has a date with his new girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure with his mind he is with us right now. And
there you go. Thank you. That's what I was. Good morning, Marcus. And Andreas. Good morning. Who else is here? We got. Oh, stop playing for fuck's sake. Jeez. God damn. Get that over there. It's damn intro music again. It's FDR. I apologize for telling FDR to shut up, but really. Who else here? A lot of people. Soul Rebel. Hello. I'm just scrolling down here. Barbara. How you doing, Schultze? Oh, and Egads. That's Catherine. Good morning. All right. So, if I missed you, sorry. We'll get you later. Oh, Ellis, saw you. Randy O. Roberts. Good to see you. Darcy. Hey. All right. That's all the hellos. So I'm going to get to right now. Card. Stuff. So the opening card is pretty powerful. That's Newsweek. That looks like Mad Magazine to me. Now, That's fucking hilarious. It's like a ghost. It just wants to keep showing up. I'm just going to kill the audio on that fucking thing. There we go. Anyway, I think this is the best depiction of 45 ever. It's pretty accurate if you ask me. And, 6 months in office. He's been in office 6 months. Can you believe that? It's been 6 months.
it feels 6 years.
Kinda. I in a way, I guess, but in a way, I'm more like, no, it really to me, it seems like it flew by. That's just me. It's like we've been trudging along, and I'm like, really? He's been fucking shit up for 6 months? And I'm happy because that means the passage of time is moving faster for me. It's
Okay.
relative. For you, it's going painfully slow. For me, I'm like, ooh, we're moving along here.
Yeah, if you go back 7 months, it is a complete different country right now.
Yeah. Hey, Jupiter, Judy, John Warren. And that's the other thing. It's 6 months. The reason I think it's felt, well, I don't know. I guess it's all relative, but there's so much change. You're right. So much massive change. Our country looks so much more fascist today. But our people look so much more awake. You know? That's the other thing. It's like we're on it. I got some proof of that too. But the thing that I like is that mainstream media and Donald Trump are at war. He has picked a war with all of them. Doesn't matter who they are. And whether we like them or not, they're all out. They brought out all the weapons, right? I don't think he understands how powerful mainstream media is. And and they're seeing that we, the people, the masses that buy into the media, if we're sitting at home and our lazy boys watching, Wolf Blitzer or Rachel Maddow, they see where the ratings are going. And they understand, well, it's time to bash Trump because it's working. Because it brings us ratings and advertising dollars. Because corporations are going against him at this point, and there's where your advertising dollars come from. Yeah, it's going to hurt us in some other industries, but that's okay. We stop taking advertising dollars from Exxon. We start taking advertising dollars from Tesla.
And look! It is, isn't it amazing that the media, especially MSNBC, made Trump and made a lot of money by making him a political superstar, and now they are making money by destroying him, by trying to destroy him.
Exactly. Wherever the profit lies.
Yes, exactly.
Right. We can use that to our advantage if we show them that the profit lies in pushing for green energy and the destruction of mass corporations. We can get what we want.
But I think it is. If I look at the Democrats, it is and the mainstream media. The narrative. They only have to bash Trump, and this is the only topic they have, and there is nothing else. The Democrats have nothing to offer, and it is very easy to go on Trump right now.
Well, but actually, they've got I think they have a lot of cool narratives. So they've got the Democrats with their New Deal and the fact that progressives don't like it. They've got the Bernie Sanders wing of the Democratic Party, and it's, the Democratic establishment is attempting to paint. They're calling us the alt left at this point.
Yes,
okay?
Yes, I read this. Yes.
So I mean that's. They're creating the scenarios that they need to create to build the conflict.
They're spinning it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Calling progressive and independents alt left makes them for others to seem to be left or center left. They aren't. They are a fucking conservative. Sorry, my first F-bomb for today. They are so on the right side. They cannot be left, and we are not alt left. We are left.
You know what? I'll take the name. I'll take it. Because the name doesn't mean shit. Look at how the teabaggers, the Tea Party, took their bashing. All right, okay, call us what? That doesn't matter. We're taking over government. Fuck you. Right?
Yeah, but I see what you mean. Yes, and I can agree. But I think it's kind of very, very how can I say it?
I don't like
heavy to come with this stuff, to say we are alt left and make themselves seem to be left or something like this. They are not. This is the spin,
Oh, I agree. I absolutely agree. But I think the more they do it, here's why I'm okay with it. Go ahead and create that divide. Create that divide between whatever you want to call it, the radical branch of the Democratic Party and the whatever you're going to call the other branch, if you're going to call it the Democratic Party proper, that's fine, because the more people recognize that divide, the more they associate it with the Democratic Party, right? It's no longer Bernie's group. These are factions within the Democratic fucking Party. That's what we want, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
With their leader, Bernie Sanders, who isn't even a member of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to be yet. Because it's not his party yet, right? I want that definition. You want to call us the alt-left, you can call us that until we take over the party, and then we'll just be the DNC, won't we? Which is where the Republicans are at. They're like, shit, their party, well, I don't think the Tea Party fully took it over because there were too many old Republicans sitting around in places. But the old Republicans tried to work that marriage, and now I think they're finding out it wasn't a good fit. Right.
We will see. We will see where it leads. My concern is that the DNC, the ghost ship, their card is now Kamala Harris, and that they think it would be enough to present her and to bash Trump. That this will bring them the midterms victories, or later in 2020 the election win. And this is a danger, because Trump is so stupidly mad with what he does. It could, in the worst case, it could be enough to just say we are not Trump.
Right. And absolutely. And just really quickly, we're not really focused on Trump right now. Who's saying to stop focusing on Trump? K7U5R, crazy. Lots of letters and numbers. You're saying he's a distraction from all the evil that is going on. Absolutely. Exactly. I'm actually really talking about the representation of the Democratic Party by mainstream media, which has to do with Trump, and that's where we're going there. So
yes.
The cover
and for weeks, for weeks we are not talking very much about Trump. You know, it is one of the rare occasions that we have a longer discussion about him.
It is. It really is. It's not. But I do. Anytime there's an opportunity to make fun of him, to degrade him, to emasculate him, I will. Because that's part of trashing the Trump brand. All right.
Yeah. But we're not extending this.
Right. So, all right. Moving on. By the way, fuck off Friday, or frack off Friday, or frack the fuck off Friday, or fuck the frack off Friday, whatever you want to call it. I would love to bring it back. It's just I'm waiting on Sandy, and then there's other stuff, and we'll get into that. I know, Phil. The DNC announced they will finance, run, and support anti-abortion Dems, as long as they are okay with other stuff. I don't even know where that's coming from. That alone creates a separation between the progressive branch of the Democratic Party and the corporate branch Democratic. They're going to do anything they need to. They're going to keep compromising, capitulating until basically they're the fucking Republican Party, and they already are anyway. They're the old Republican Party, if you'll take a look at it. Darcy, I'm not left. Left is an insult.
Left is where the heart beats.
There you go. Yeah, good one. Okay, Schulte 100. That Bernie logo. Are you talking about the Bernie logo on the Eclipse, the establishment? We're still working on that. Ashley Terry is going to come up with some high-res images that will include. I think we're going to have some that will include more of the gradient. The problem is Laura Livengood is such a sweetheart. She wants to get some T-shirts. It's really expensive to do the T-shirts with all the stuff. We're working on that. I would love to. Here's what you're asking is, can you get stickers and stuff made? I don't think we can do that. We can't fund that right now, but we can send you guys. We'll get the layer. The what am I trying to say? The PSD layer from Ashley. We'll point that out to you guys, and we'll get that so that you can do your own stuff with it. Or maybe we'll have him make up some images you can use and have bumper stickers. But I like it too. I hope that's what you're talking about, or I just talked a whole lot about something that's not what you're talking about. John Warner, maybe left of center ideology, but I'm right. Yes, exactly. We are right. That's funny.
And Darcy Linson is also right. Left. If you look at how the wings left and right are described, left is an insult, and right is right in the meaning of correct. You know.
Yes, absolutely.
From the word, she's absolutely right. Yes, it is meant as an insult. But as you said, you take the alt left, I'll take the left.
Yes. Yes. Just look at other nations that are doing much better than we are and where they've evolved to, and it's left. If you were going to make one statement about what they're doing, it's left. They've gone really far left. I mean, if you think we're alt-left, good God, look at Germany. And Germany's not even a good example because they're more on the conservative side of things. I mean, go to Denmark, you'll freak your shit.
Yep.
They tax the fuck out of those people, and they're also rated as the happiest people on earth.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's happiest country. There's also some other ad I saw that the happiest people are in some other place, probably because they don't have capitalism to deal with at all.
And you know what? And this will drive you nuts. I don't know if it is Denmark or Sweden, but in one of those countries, you can check, if you're a citizen there or work there, you can go into the internet and check what your neighbor is earning per year. It is absolutely transparent. You know?
Holy crap. What kind of a fucked up shit is that?
Yeah. You know exactly what your neighbor earns.
Wow.
So there is, and what I see or what I know is that there is much less envy than in other countries where it is all secret and we don't talk about it, you know?
What's not true, John Milton? Lay it on me.
Oh, we have one from...
John Milton, are you in Denmark?
There's another guy from Denmark I saw in the beginning of the show. I don't know if he's still there. Maybe there's more info.
I wasn't saying that Denmark didn't have capitalism. I was saying there was some other place. It's probably a village culture living in the middle of a forest that is the happiest place on earth. I actually did see some article about that, I was separating the two. Denmark, happiest modern government functioning. And I did see that article. Anyway, and I like what you guys are doing to deal with sea level rise. You're planning ahead there. But if you would love to come on the show and talk to us about how it is in Denmark. We've heard the horror stories about how horrible your health care is. You know, how it's, of course it's horrible. It can't be good. You know, love that. That would be great. Yeah, it's okay. Why are we all talking about John Warren's corn? Just curious. And I'm glad it's non-GMO and 100%. Is that what you sell, John? Do you sell popcorn or are you just eating some right now? The Democratic Party will cease its existence and vanish in 3 years if we do not elect independent progressives in 2018. We must elect people that can drop the mower, in preparation. Drop the mover in preparation for 2020 and mow the fucking lawn. We need them to do that too. I agree. Nancy Pelosi doesn't think that the midterms are important. They're unimportant. By the way, an article that I didn't load for today that I will load for tomorrow. There's worries within the Democratic establishment that Nancy Pelosi is not the right fit anymore. One person managed to actually make that statement. A whole bunch of them refused to make any statement about whether they would back her at all, which is basically them not having the spine to say no yet.
She said in an interview that it is completely unimportant who would take over this position. And
right.
It wasn't the Jimmy Dore show, and it was a clear yes, I want to be it again, you know, and we'll see.
Yes. Randy O'Roberts, socialism has the free market, just with rules. Sure. I like socialism. I'm not complaining about that. I'm Star Trek world guy, and I don't have all the details about how the Star Trek world functioned, but I know that capitalism was not its primary purpose. Right? Everybody's basic needs were met. And sure, if you needed shit, you had credits or something. But the purpose was to go forth as human beings and enjoy being one. Not to live a life in servitude. However we achieve that, that's what I want. I'm not here alive on this planet so that a corporation can fucking profit. I'm here so that I can have a goddamn good time. Right?
We are.
The end song talks about that because I'm 40 goddamn 7 and I only have maybe 20 good years if I'm lucky. And I'd like those 20 years to be doing what I fucking want to do, not in servitude to some asshole for profit or fighting an oppressive government run by an idiot. So I happen to currently be doing. Like to put an end to that at some point and go do something fun. Jesus. Not that hanging out with you isn't fun. It's very fun. But we could be talking about other stuff. Not this. You know? Look, I actually have to move on with other shit that's part of the show. Look, we're meeting Dorothy Gasquet on 8/9. This is We the People returning, assuming that it's not going to be 100 degrees here in the garage. It shouldn't be. It's only going to be 95 today. It's going to be nice and cool. And so join us for that. We the People. We're trying to work on that show, and we are booked. Laura Live and Good has booked that show all the way. I think we're through October now, and it's pretty damn impressive that we have all these people. And the more people that return to the show, we're starting to get more views of these shows. And here, the purpose of We the People, everybody, for a lot of these candidates, this may be their first solid interview because we're pretty ahead of the game right now, right? Like, the official primary hasn't started, although it really has, because we're mobilized. And so we're trying to give a lot of these candidates practice, airtime. It's okay if you come on our show and screw up because we're not TYT. So, you know, come on and practice your stump speech. So that's why I like I used to worry about like how we don't get enough views. And I'm like, this is so much more important for the candidate than whether we get goddamn views, right? Shift in perspective. It's really cool. Anyway, that's going on. Eclipse the Establishment, which you guys are talking about with the cool graphics. Thank you to Ashley Terry. All right. Yeah. I'm so excited about that being planned and happening and what's going on with that. Here's the way it's shaping up. I'm going to start at 9:30 in the morning, and we're going to run the Eclipse all day with Ashley Terry on his fancy pants camera that cost $1 gazillion with special lenses and all this shit on a nice tripod that does all this stuff. And then that's going to be connected to the Solo. And we are going to broadcast that to its own YouTube channel for anybody to just watch. And then we're going to take that and bring it into our show. And we're going to run that with music, and we're going to have contests and fun and news and conversations, and we're going to bring in special guests. We already booked Jeff Erdman for, I think, 3 p.m. Pacific. He's going to come on. I got some questions for him. If we're going to reach out to all of our past and maybe even future candidates or people, We the People folks, see if they want to come on, talk about where they're at, maybe Stephen Jaffe, David Hildebrand, right? And then what we're going to do with you guys is that when we have these candidates on, or when we're talking about a specific one, we want you to donate money to their campaigns, or anytime during the streamathon you can do this, all right? And you're going to tell us that you did, screenshot, or usually they tell you to tell all your friends that you donated to David Hildebrand. Fine. And you hit send on Twitter. Well, hashtag it with Eclipse Establishment, hashtag Eclipse Establishment, and then tell us what song you want us to play from our list. We're going to have this list that Markus has been working on, this beautiful list of songs that we can play from YouTube, right? Because you have to kind of vet the songs. YouTube is dicks about that. And you'll get to choose. You can tell us a dedication. You know, I dedicate this to David Hildebrand because I think he's cute and I want him to win, right? Or whatever you want to say. And we're going to do this all day. It's going to be fun. Markus is going to be with us.
Absolutely, I agree, and I'm looking forward for your suggestions or for your favorite songs. And I will try to get a version which goes through YouTube policies. And this is a quite difficult job because it is not always clear which title is okay, which not. And we'll see how it works out. And this is what I'm a little bit worried about, that we get in trouble. But I'm trying to eliminate all dangerous stuff from this.
Thank you. Yes. Markus is doing an exceptional job with the music box, which is, as I told before, has really helped me, saved me a lot of time in picking tunes, and will help us for this. We're going to have a special playlist that he's working on, sun, moon, eclipse stuff. And it's going to be our way of helping the candidates. And if this goes well, it's something I'd like to do again, right, as we grow the channel network. And I see Bernice Panders dropped in. What's going on with you? I hope you're doing okay. Jupiter Judy, if you want John to notice, put up at Uphill Media. Yes, if I'm staring at chat, and I can, I will see it when I come out there. And if you want to help Steve Collins occupy Corvallis, he's working on that down there. Got stuff going on. at Michael's Landing for the homeless. There's a bunch of people down there. And Ellis, Ray, good. I'm glad that sounds good to you. Yes. Patricia Hernandez, lunar eclipse 8/7, letting go of the past. Solar eclipse 8/21, new beginning. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Astrologers saying that this is doom for Trump, and like good. It almost looks like the Robert Mueller is doomsday for Trump. What's going on there? Who knows? All right, go back to my card again. What are we at? All right, so we talked about Dorothy, we talked about Eclipse the Establishment, and now we're talking about 45's calls. So that's the Washington Post story right there. This is, we're only going to talk about this because it's hilarious. This is demeaning to him and fucking hilarious. I've never heard of this happening to a president. And I've never heard a president say such groveling bullshit. It's just amazing. His transcripts were released from the conversation that he had with the calls with Mexico and Australia. He's supposed to make all these calls at the beginning of his presidency, and it's supposed to be bullshit calls. How's the weather? It's fine. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Well, looking forward to blowing shit up with you. Yes. Raping the planet together. It should be enjoyable. Wonderful. All right. We'll talk to you later at Polo. That's what these calls are supposed to be. But Trump made these calls like they were some kind of sales pitch. I tell you what. I want to build a wall, and you want this, and drugs, and fuck you, and let's try to... But in this call to Mexico, he begs. All he does is beg. I'm going to look so bad. Please don't say that you won't pay for it. We all know it's not very important. He kills himself with this. I pushed out a tweet. I said, do all the MAGA morons know this is how your rep talks? All that bravado at the podium, and then when it comes showtime, he's all, This is your limp dick president right here. And God knows you got Viagra because you're selling it to our military people by the droves. So, anyway. How about them taco bowls, Mexico? Robert, are you referencing Vicente Fox Quesada, who this was just happened on Twitter, on CNN this morning, or maybe it was last night, I don't know when it was, but he's all in trouble. He made Twitter trends because he said he dropped an F-bomb. And everybody's concerned. I'm like, we are not going to pay for the fucking wall, which is become his statement, that's his like he could run on that. He could run for office on that. It's like, we would no fucking wall. And CNN, of course, they bleeped it, or they had to bleep it out. She just mentioned something about not taking a 5-second delay. So I think it went out to all their viewers. So all the people, all the white folks sitting at home got to hear an F word. And I was just like, we're one of the few countries that still censors that shit. And case in point, I wish I had a picture for this. Fuck. Bernice, John, both my bongs I got in the past 6 months, including my new lava lamp dream piece, broke during my birthday month. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. That does suck. You need new bongs, but at least you're alive. I'm happy about that. Back to F-bombs in other countries. Marcus, they let people say the F word on shows, right?
Why, for fuck's sake, why not?
In Germany, that's what I meant. I mean, in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is no big thing. It is not normal here. It is not that on every talk show they are going with cuss words. But it is not like which would enrage someone,
Okay, right. So they've pretty much gotten over those things.
Yeah.
And even boobies, like there's boobies that show up on shows too. And that in the U.S. that just doesn't happen unless it's Skinamax or it just doesn't. But
but you get very cool and brand new pictures from all wars with death and dead bodies and we prefer boobies in Europe.
Who wouldn't? Well, okay. I'm just gonna rewind that statement right there. It's not where I wanted to go with this. Where I wanted to go with this was F-bombs. We're sticking with F-bombs. Not okay. Watched a show last night called The Catch. It is the British version, the UK version of Deadliest Catch. Okay. Here's the difference. Deadliest Catch in the USA, they make it about the terror of being on the Bering Sea and how crazy it is. And oftentimes, most of the conversation when something goes wrong is like this. Fucking beep, 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 beep. You don't hear much.
Yes.
The show The Catch, on the other hand, the seas really aren't that bad. I mean, okay, they're going up down, but it's not like the crab fishermen where they're working 20 hours a day and they're trying to haul it. It's not. They don't present it. They don't produce it as that terrible. But you hear an F word every other word. I can't believe I'm so fucked off about this fucking spotting fishing this fucking fish on here. Goddamn motherfucking fish. I got to find them. Yeah, I know. I'm fucked off about it too. Well, let's go find some fucking fish. All right, where are they going to be? I don't know. Let's go up to fucking Manscrab. Oh, yeah, let's go up there. Right, fucking A. Fuck yeah, let's go. Fuck. That's the show. And it's hilarious.
It reminds me a bit as the Big Lebowski.
Yes. Yeah, it's... This is normal. This is normal. I mean, I was almost like, wow, they don't even have a limit. There's like 40 fucks in the last 30 seconds. It's unbelievable. So I just want to say, Marcus, have you been jotting those down? Because we had to hit some excessive fuck limits in this particular episode.
Really?
Aren't we keeping track anymore of the F-bombs?
No, if I'm honest, not. I was depending on Dennis, but he's not here.
Damn. Damn Turk Germans.
I think he is having his date, and with his new girlfriend, he's sitting there with a pencil in his hand and making notes. And we will ask him to next week.
All right. Thank you, Catherine W. Great impression.
Fucking Dennis.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing about Deadliest Catch. It's not so deadly anymore. Like, they're not having the problems with the weather. Their quotas have been reduced because there's no crab. And the temperature of the ocean is getting so warm that the crab are all moving north and disappearing. I mean, they're still finding them right now, but last couple seasons it's been where they've been in there. Normally it would be like a goddamn blizzard and 30-foot swells. They're like out there in a t-shirt, parka. Not that bad, but seriously, it's Alaska's melting because planet warmer. And we know all this stuff. Robert, I speak Middle Earth like a boss. That's Middle Earth. Not like Lord of the Rings Middle Earth. Like UK Middle Earth. That's hilarious. Fucking forget about it, says Ellis Ray. And listen, I just got who is it? Phil jumping in, or you guys are jumping in about Fukushima and radiation. I can't buy seafood anymore. I'm so paranoid about it because mine all comes from the Pacific Ocean. And, that used to be one of the things. I'm like, I can drive to the shore and I can drive 40 minutes to the beach and get fresh fish that I now know has some pretty nasty crap in it, regardless of what people say. That sucks. Anyway, Deadliest Empty Nets. Yeah, it's getting that way. Reduced quotas and... an industry that's going to be in trouble, All right, go back to my card, please. Sorry, I was swimming and forgot about the time. Hi, Paula. Good to see you. Let's see. That's my card. Bernie on millennials. No, we got to talk about uphill all the way. All the effing way. Be careful there. Don't want to say fuck.
Yeah.
So, a couple things. Uphill media is changing because we're going to become a real nonprofit, so it seems. On the 21st, with Laura Livengood here, Steve Collins will be here. I don't know where Larry Taylor will be, but he's the one putting together the nonprofit entity. He ordered some books or some stuff that I don't even know what the hell it is, called Nolo. I don't know. And he and Betsy, who's an expert on nonprofit stuff as well, are taking the original documents that Janine Calkin drew up 2 years ago. Well, year and a half. And revising them for Uphill Media, which is huge. And Laura Livengood and Ashley Terry and Larry Taylor are going to sign on to that as the initial board members. And that gives us the opportunity to, one, work with other organizations and take their money, take donations from people, and all of you who have donated. I don't know how we do this. I'm sure there's got to be a way, maybe in this year or something or whatever. You should be able to, say, I donated to this entity and write it off on your taxes. That's the big news, right? But it's going to have a lot of change and effect on a lot of other things. I just want to explain, though, where we sit right now with financial crap until all of this actually happens. So the first is that there are 2 Patreons, because one of them goes to me, which is the one that's called John Ellis is creating live engagement broadcast events, and I try to I promote that enough to keep it around $250 if possible, because that's what I need to pay bills and keep this thing running, and have a little bit left over for broken shit occasionally, and weed. It's basically what I spend it on. All right, when my stuff's out. There's another. So that's this one. And so I thank you to everybody. Oh no, this is Uphill Media. Okay, so just know that that's what that one goes to, and I appreciate everybody that's been donating to that has donated to that continues to donate to that, or that sends me money in general. Okay, because oftentimes that goes to a lot of other places. So thank you. Anyway, go back to the other thing. This is Uphill Media's official Patreon. This one now goes to Ashley Terry officially. So does the Uphill Media channel. And eventually that will all be transferred into a bank account that is for the nonprofit Uphill Media. Okay? So it's not Ashley's not, he hasn't taken all that massive cash and run off to the nearest strip club. He's, Ashley. He's just waiting. That's just a holding place for the bank account when it gets created. Right? So just so you understand the 2 different things. But for right now, don't abandon the other one, because that's helping this stay alive until we can actually get in. So I just wanted to explain why there's 2. All right? The permafrost is melting. And yes, Ashley Terry is a great guy, Steve. We're on to the Bernie Millennial thing. So short, it says Bernie 1 minute 38 seconds talking to Larry Wilmore. And he's talking about millennials, because millennials are now the largest voting base in the U.S. You guys got the power. We're going to talk about what you can do with that power. Here we go.
Asked me way back when. I would never predicted this. I think I didn't know what the word millennial meant. It turns out that there are a lot of young people who really have a very different vision for where this country should go than the establishment.
Right.
Who are prepared to think big. By the way, it is the least prejudiced generation in the history of this country. They're beyond all that crap that our parents dealt with. to ask themselves, why are we the only nation not to guarantee health care to all people?
Yeah.
Why do we accept this level of income and wealth inequality?
There you go. Some stats for you from Bernie. I love his little studio for the Bernie Sanders show.
Yeah.
That's such a simple setup right there. 3 cameras, basically a bench, a picnic table with some mics on it, 2 people at either end. It's a great setup.
He has the message. He doesn't need no FX.
Right. Absolutely. Where are we at, Marcus? Just leaving you up on screen. That's where we're at. We're going to talk about the letter from Summer for Progress. I didn't realize what I was signing up for when I did this, but I'm glad I did, even though I can't do some of the things that I signed up for. But it's meant to be done on social media as well as on the ground, whatever you're more capable of doing. So this is what the email I got back from them. We're just looking at the email. And I signed up to be a part of their lobbying team for this, the Summer for Progress platform, people's platform, and the pledge that they want politicians to take. The sitting Representatives Democratic Party, right? And so this is really cool because they give me a lot of links to some important stuff. The petition delivery checklist, if I'm going to do this on the ground, social media and press kit, talking points for each bill, a report back form so I can let them know whether anything I've done has been effective, what's going on, sample meeting request letter if I want to, start gathering a meeting. This is some really good stuff. And actually, I want you to click on the social media and press kit link there, Steve. And I want to show you guys this because they really do. This is some cool stuff. So look at this. They got sample press release. They got sample tweets and graphics. So you guys can download these things or screenshot them and use them directly in your social media. They have talking points. So if you're arguing with somebody in social media, you can go grab those and just dump them in. Here's a fact, you moron. Blah, blam, blam. All right, hit them with some truth. Summer for Progress messaging, which is some more of their narrative that they've written out. And what's important about that, okay, is if you watch. Yeah, I want to. Where do we go? Is that the next thing over? Go back to the main. Go back to my email again because I want to show you. I want to show them one other thing. It's a spreadsheet. There's a thing here that I don't know where it is, but. It's a massive spreadsheet. One of these links has it, and it's every damned representative and how they voted on all the initiatives. And it's a shared Google document. So you can go in there and look. You can find your reps. You can find out how they voted, it's phenomenal. They have all this put together in this one email, and you guys should go to Summer for Progress and their website, and you should volunteer to get involved as a lobbyist so that you can get access to all this content. There's some brilliant content. I'm going to use some of this content for other things, right? We've been pushing the People's Platform. I've been pushing it in social media, but now I have graphics I can use. I can run those graphics during our shows. We've got links to important data and information. I can leave those links in our rundowns. This is the kind of stuff, the organizing stuff, the unifying stuff that we were looking for from these leadership groups like Our Revolution. Right, so I'm in this sense, I'm ecstatic that it's there. They're falling short in some other places, but I'll get to that in a minute. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to talk about that. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, tying in with this effort is an article from Reuters, and the cover is. I like the cover or I like the title anyway, which is basically angry and inspired Democrats train new wave of candidates. I don't know how good we're going to be able to scroll down on that. If you can, go for it. It's really been a pain in the ass article. Yeah, there's some. You guys should click on the link. They're in the description. But what I want to tell you about this is you should read the stats. They're staggering. We have amassed an army of thousands. 6,000 women applied to run for office to one organization alone. 6,000 women. They're like, yeah, we're done with this shit. It's time to take our power. Time to take our power. It's amazing the response. There's another group in here that said that they like their branch, which basically there's a lot of groups in here that train people to become politicians, and that's what we need. These are the engines we need. These are the engines the Republican Party had. They didn't do a lot of training. They just had a shit ton of money. We're going to do the training so we have people capable of winning elections, giving them the platforms that they need. And that's what these groups are doing. Groups like Our Revolution do it. Groups like Brand New Congress and Justice Democrats are doing it, right? Iowa CCI Action Fund, working with Scott Galindez. That's another thing we get to about Iowa and Scott Galindez, but we'll talk about that. But we are a mass. What was it? This aside from new groups like 314 Action. 314 Action was a group that reached out to scientists. They saw thousands of scientists apply to run for office. That's phenomenal. I would love to see a panel of all scientists on the space and technology and science fucking committee. Could you imagine that instead of just having a bunch of dumbasses like Lamar Smith? It would be amazing what our country could accomplish if we actually put people that were qualified to be in these roles. And that can be done. That can be done. I'm going to show you an example if I can remember where the hell I put it in all this stuff. Anyway, read that article. Be inspired. We've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people ready to run against candidates and ready to fill the roles they need to fill. All right. I forget why I had this. I had this in here for a bigger reason, I should say. This is because I go through a lot of news. This is a story. This is a frightening story. It's on Fusion. The Black Belt citizens fight for clean air and water in Uniontown. So this is a group of citizens that has formed together to fight all the injustice and bullshit in their town. I've seen dozens of these stories. That's America today, where we have towns fighting against giant corporate interests so that they can have drinkable water and breathable air. So while big cities are still safe, and many areas are still safe, a lot of these small towns are already getting destroyed. It's pretty frightening. It's pretty frightening. Oh, Schultz, you mentioned boomers. And I gotta make one little complaint. I'm gonna piss off probably some people that do this, so I'm sorry. And I don't see young people doing this, so I'm gonna blame it on older people. And mostly it's people older than me, so that means boomers. So I'm sorry. Please, for God fuck's sake, stop using checks. Please. I'm in the goddamn checkout line. And I went to Safeway because it's supposed to be faster and less insane than Winco. I've been trying to do Winco, but it's been driving me nuts. And the woman gets out her checkbook. Men do this too. But neither of them write anything down on the fucking checkbook until it's all over. And then they slowly start writing things. We've been using checks since the 1600s. 1600s. It's the 21st century. People started using credit cards, debit cards, in the 20th century. And really, I think cashiers should ban. I think we should ban checks. At least at supermarkets. Or there should be a line for slow idiot people who want to write checks. But please stop using checks. It's gonna make I want to have like cashier aisle check rage. And here's another thing. If you're gonna use your fucking card, for fuck's sake, start putting that goddamn information in while you're watching her ring up your 900 items. Don't wait till it's over. Just you can do that shit. Think ahead. Be progressive. I love my town, but I've never seen a slower bunch of fucking shoppers in my goddamn life. Sorry, I had to. Cat's like, thank you, John. Who uses checks? Who uses checks? Somebody please tell me why. If
the French.
The French still use checks?
The French, they love it. When we have fairs in France, and I always tell my boss, please go only with cash money, and he's coming back with 20, 25 checks for ridiculous sums. Sometimes only about €5 and some shit. This is crazy, you know. And sometimes I forget to put a date in it or to sign it, and it is crazy. It is so much work to go after them and say, "Hey, come on, your check is not valid. I cannot cash it in."
Yeah. So
Hey,
it's me.
They love checks.
Well, I don't know what your deal is, French people. I don't know why you like your checks. And I'm sorry if they came across mean, but really, seriously, 21st century, act like it. Jeez. You know?
No.
Paul is like, I love the French. Well, good. Go write checks with them, Paul. No, just kidding.
And Andreas is absolutely right when he says Germans love cash. Yes, in Germany we prefer cash money.
Really? Cash is
Yes.
everything? You don't like your cards?
Cash rules.
I agree with you, Soul. I can't stand the chip either. I had hoped I realize it's supposed to be more secure, but it's annoying. It makes annoying sounds, and it takes twice as long as the regular thing. I agree with you there. All right, I'm being a crotchety old guy because I'm 47 and I can be, so fuck y'all. Catherine, I never have cash. Not saying you have to have cash. Just don't do the damn... And I would do the self-checkout line if it weren't so damn sensitive to everything, right? But it always thinks I put something in the wrong place or I took something off. And please wait for the cashier. And they're never there. They're never there. It's Complain with John and Markus.
And John Milton, in Denmark we trade with cows and pigs.
Really? Really?
I don't believe you, John.
No?
John Milton.
I was going to say, John Milton, that I'm all with that. I'm all down for barter and trade. I got jam. Who wants jam? I got jam. I'm about ready to make some yellow plum jam today. I made some blackberry jam yesterday. I made some plum jam the other day. I've got jam. I'll trade you jam and weed for everything I need. That's Johnny Weed Seed. That's
Jam Master
right
J.
there. Jam Master J. That's hilarious. Get off my lawn. Yes, Sorrel. Get off my orchard. All right, we're going to move into this Nissan thing. So, no, we haven't done Nissan yet. Thank you. Bernie Sanders wrote a piece in The Guardian about Nissan because they're dicks. I mean, really, they're being assholes. I didn't realize that they have... Here's the thing. Nissan has unions in a bunch of their plants. They don't want a union in this plant, I guess. And so they're calling in employees. Oh, that's Markus on the screen. I'll put Markus on. Hang on. There we go. They're calling employees in for interrogations. They've put anti-union propaganda on the TVs in the break rooms. They're threatening to close the plant down if they unionize. I mean, that's some bullshit. So here's what we need to do, everybody. Send a message to Nissan on your favorite social media platform that you'll never buy one of their fucking cars again, and ask them how much negative media they want to withstand before their stock level just continues to drop to a point where they realize that they're being assholes. They've already lost the union battle. What's the deal? You think because Dickhead is in office, you can go back to pushing it? Come on, Nissan. We'll destroy you. We'll destroy you. But that takes all of us going in there in social media, letting them know. So I did this morning. I sent a message to Nissan. I love doing that. Power of social media. Mississippi hates unions. Yes, that's where it is. Thank you, Mississippi. Did you see that the NAACP issued its first travel warning for a state? Isn't that Mississippi?
Yes.
Or is it Missouri?
Missouri. It was Missouri.
Missouri. That's frightening.
Yeah. Yes, really, yes.
That's
the situation for black people seems to be very, very bad there, and unbelievable, you know.
It's a new Jim Crow law. There's a Jim Crow law that passed.
Yes.
That's frightening. My father was talking about Jim Crow laws in the 60s. We're so gross. Gross. Anyway. Co-ops? What are you guys talking about? Just talking about cash. I'm with the Germans on that. I'm Danish. Don't we pay with pigs? Is that another? That really is a thing?
Yeah, this is the second Danish guy we have now in our audience.
Yeah.
And, welcome, Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt, is that the truth? Like, really? Because I could be down with that. Seriously. I'd raise something, trade. I don't know if it'd be pigs. Chickens. Guess what? We're going to get chickens because Lori really likes the chickens that Dave has. So now we're going to get 2 or 3 chickens. something else to care for. We're already feeding the damn things anyway. And they get out of the yard. We've learned how to corral them. I bought myself a farmer hat. So it's in the house. So I'm official. I got my farmer hat official now. And I'm doing farmy things, herding chickens at 5:30 in the morning back into the pen. That's just letting you know. Things are shifting. Life's changed. We were talking. Yeah. Things. Anyway.
You are in the morning. You are up so early, John. I guess you are the guy who is going to the chicken and wake them up.
The rooster doesn't crow until like 6:37. So yeah, absolutely. He crows. Actually, the rooster crows at weird ass fucking times whenever he feels like it. So don't count on a rooster to be your alarm clock. They're like crow whenever. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, whenever they feel like it, basically. And yeah. Anyway, moving on into stuff. Chickens are really good pets. They're sweet like dogs and cats. Yeah, I know. That's. Cat, you hit on the thing that's my real, that's the real reason I don't want to. I'm not worried about the work. Great, I get eggs. I need to bake more shit anyway. Right? And it's a protein source that I don't have to feel guilty about. Right? But, and I get fertilizer. Chicken shit, great fertilizer. So I can be putting that on all sorts of things. The problem is I'm going to get to know these chickens. And they're going to end up having names. And they're going to become part of the family. And it's not like we would ever, kill them and have fried chicken. It's that they're eventually going to die. And I don't like things dying that I actually get to know. It's hard enough throwing away a rodent a day thanks to 3 cats. Right? So anyway, that's me. I'm not the tough farmer like Dave is. Dave's like, shot another chicken, got out, damn thing. I'm like, oh, man. Jeez. That's why Lori and I are herding them in the back in the morning. We're trying to get the ones that are stray back in before you come out with your gun. I live in rural America. There's a lot of things I got to learn. Anyway, green eggs? Maybe. There are green egg chickens. Dave's are all brown, though. Just so you know. One of our chickens, Chicken Cacciatore, used to watch TV. Did he end up being chicken? Did she end up being Chicken Cacciatore? Just out of curious. I know it's the way of nature, Paula. I know. There was a little. We've got these green, really cool, thin, bright green grasshoppers bouncing all over the place now. And one of them was stuck in my bathroom all night. And we knew it because like every hour on the hour would chirp 3 times. And I didn't know what it was. This morning I found it. I'm like, you really want to be out of here, don't you? Me too. Let's get you free there. He's very happy. Anyway, I know. We get all sorts of stuff in the house because the cats bring it in for us. This is Senator Susan Collins. There's an important message here, everybody. This is important. Hey, Chris. How you doing? Chris Bailey. This is an important message for you, progressives, angry progressives angry at GOP like me. Okay. We have to reward the good. We have to reward positive reinforcement. Think like a manager. Think like a babysitter. Think like a parent. The minute we employ politicians, we become managers of them. They're employees. They're going to fuck up. No matter how much they want to do the right thing, they're going to fuck up. then they're going to get some wild ideas and go off and do their own thing, thinking that they're doing a good thing, and come back to you to show that good thing off, and you're going to have to temper your response. You know, that was a nice effort. Wrong idea, nice effort. Anyway, Susan Collins, who voted down the bill, and even though we don't want to, the healthcare bill, and even though we don't want to normalize that, yay, you voted down killing 22 million people, great for you. We want to encourage that. She was welcomed. The story talks about how she was welcomed very warmly by a whole bunch of people. She got back home. They were with signs, doing a parade. This is what we have to do. As much effort as we put into yelling at our reps who are doing shitty jobs, when they do something right, we need to cheer and hoop and holler and send them gifts and flowers and cards. I know it sounds ridiculous. It's like, but they're doing their job, John. I know they're doing their job, but they need to be encouraged that direction. It's very Pavlovian in nature. When they do something good, they get a treat. When they do something bad, they get a warning, right? They get negative punishment. It's very, very simple. And so this was the right thing to do for everybody who went out there and did that. And if I lived in Maine and was there and could do that, that we would be talking about that. We'd be having a big yay for Susan Collins party, and let's promote her praise on this issue, so that she will be willing to work with us more on other issues. Say, hey, wait a minute, I got people here that like me for doing things for them. Wow. We just got to keep that, all right? Got to keep that going. Marcus, do you guys praise your politicians when they do good things?
Good question. Let me think. Does this answer your question?
It means no, because you have reached a level with your politicians where they are expected to do some level of decent work.
Yes, it is not like that we are praising our politicians. This is not the nature of the Germans to cheer up politicians.
Okay.
If we don't say nothing, then it is that we are okay with them. And I personally, I have to admit, I cheered. I gotta go. I gotta talk about Merkel again. 3 times she was doing right. It was when she decided to go away from nuclear energy, and the second one was when she decided about the refugees to give them shelter, and the third one was to say that Europe needs to be more independent from the US under those circumstances as they are now. And this is what I personally cheered for, but I don't have anything to say about there's something special about German policy that I would break into cheers. No.
No. So you've never held a "We Love You" parade for Merkel?
Not in the past 12 years, no.
Okay. Darn. Could you imagine a big Angel float? Just,
No.
Oh no! Except the hands would be like this. You'd have to have
this is not thinkable, and you would not see in German elections. And in October, in September, we will present you some stuff that they are coming balloons, black, red, or golden balloons from the ceiling, and that there are people standing there in crowds with flags in their hand. This is not how policy works in Germany.
No, darn, that's so fun. They don't all wear straw hats and
yeah. But for us, it is more or less a serious thing, and no birthday party.
It's
like this,
serious. You take the
Yes.
running of your government seriously. Oh, come on.
Yes, we tend to do so. Yeah.
You guys are way too serious. Way too serious.
Yeah, maybe.
By the way, just a quick thing on Germans and their seriousness. Their seriousness in evading EPA laws in the United States, pretty strong. And apparently the I was just reading this morning, the advisor, the dude whose job it was to inspect their stuff to make sure that it was actually meeting these standards they claimed it was in on the gig.
Okay.
Just saying. Turns out he was, the establishment protection. He was, when we say the because I think it was part of the EPA thing. Anyway, totally in on the gig the whole time. Of course they're doing the right thing. Of course. Anyway.
Yeah.
Germans.
Yeah.
You're also smart. You're you're shrewd and smart and yes. So anyway,
Thank you.
and I want to back up. Nobody liked that joke in the other Slack. You're in a pissy mood, John? I'm sorry. I want to back up on somebody who asked, who was it that asked, was it Kat? You asked if the governor of West Virginia could switch party affiliations in the middle of his term? Of course he can. I mean, they're not even bound by anything they say. They're not bound by anything. We've seen people get elected on a platform and do absolutely the opposite of what they said they were going to do. So all he's doing is changing houses of power. I pledge allegiance to these guys now. These guys are mad at me, but thank God this isn't an actual mob, or they'd send people after me to just shoot me or stick a horse head in my bed. But instead, I'm just going to go over to these guys over here, which are going to protect me with gobs of money and give me jobs, I think, because I'm just... Of course they can. Anybody can do that. Normally, it would be political death, but all it really means is I'm changing money piles in the current structure. And we know they both have the same goals anyway. You wouldn't be surprised if the Dems and Republicans got together in the back room and said, he'll probably do better next time as a Republican. Let's just move him over there now. Nobody's going to give a shit. It was planned. And yes, they can. However, go back to my cards. I got to figure out where I put this commissioner thing, because this is important. This is important information. Where did I put this stuff? I had this great story. Oh, wait, where? This great. I can't remember. Where was it? Oh, no, it's further. Okay, you're gonna. It's further down. It's in environments. You're gonna find this interesting where it has to do with AZ, with the solar. It has to do with AZ solar. This is gonna blow your mind. This is gonna blow your mind when you find out where the power lies to make what happened happen, and how easily it would be to take that power. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is not it, but this is a good one. Are you bouncing around?
Yeah.
Go back over here. Go back to where we were. Don't bounce around. We'll get to it. So this is some not good news. Where are we at time-wise? 11:44. All right. U.S. citizen was held by ICE for 3 years, denied compensation by appeals court. The actual citizen tried to tell them he was a citizen, but he didn't look like a citizen, and they just ignored him. They didn't even check. They didn't even do their job. They didn't even follow their own procedures and check. I'm just going to leave that there. You all know what I think of ICE and people in badges. Next. This is pretty cool, UK. Not only do they get to say fuck whenever they want and on TV, but they're going to require EV charging at all major petrol gas stations. I love how they had to put that in gas. For those of you who don't know what petrol is. Anyway, given that oil company CEOs are switching over to plug-in cars, major fuel retailers, they're switching over not in the ones they use, but also into building them, right? So it serves their industry as well. They're making the investment. The industry is forcing. The big point in this is because the corporations, here's the big point. Here's how this worked. We started demanding fuel-efficient vehicles, and then we demanded hybrid vehicles, and we demanded green vehicles, and we demanded EV vehicles. And our purchases showed this. We stopped buying SUVs. We stopped buying Hummers. Right? And here's what happens. The industry says if we want to stay alive, we've got to meet demand. Supply them with what they want. And then other industries have to shift. Your gas station, if they want to stay in business, has to shift. If it's owned by Exxon, if it's owned by British Petroleum, whoever it's owned by, they're going to have to shift to providing facilities for EV. Why do you think Elon Musk has been working so hard at building out these facilities anyway? Eventually, gas won't be available. Most of these countries are started to phase out diesel, phase out gasoline by 2030, 2040, 2050. Whoever's got the infrastructure in place for that is set to go. And it may be an investment up front, but they see where things are going. That's good. That's a good sign. That's exciting. What do you think about that, Marcus? Are you excited to drive your first EV vehicle?
I'm sorry, I was distracted right now because I was checking the chat and
No, good.
I'm
Good.
sorry, I was collecting ideas for our next 9 hours ahead segment.
Oh, good. I want you guys to bring on special guests from Denmark or special guests from France who writes checks.
Would be great to have our John and Kurt maybe on the show talking about Denmark and how different it is compared to other European states or America.
Yeah, I agree. So, are you excited? What I asked you was...
So John and
Yes.
Kurt, if you like to be on the show, no problem. Please contact us, info@bernie2016.tv.
There you go. Yes. Thank you, Marcus. How excited are you to drive your first electric vehicle? That was my question for you.
As soon as they are affordable or on the market, I would be take it into consideration to get one. And I saw surveys how Germans, the vehicle crazy Germans, see electrical cars, and it says. In the future, a small majority would think it over or even have the plan to buy an electric car. And the only thing which they criticize or they see which is difficult for them is the endurance of a battery and the stations where to fill them, where to power them up again.
All right.
And these are the most important arguments in Germany for not buying an electric car at this time now. And,
Okay, so it's not
in the future. I think it will be the electric car.
okay. So there's not. It's more about worry about charging spots and efficiency than it is about I don't want to give up my cool sounding gas engine.
As I said, it is a small majority who would take into consideration to buy a electric driven car, but nearly half of them say no. We want our, of course, we want our PS, our under the hood, and we want to feel the power. And
So Germany's got a ways to go before they embrace the electric car. Is what you're saying?
yes. Yeah.
Well,
And we will address this. Don't want to go any further because this would be the topic in our next. I think in our next 9 hours ahead segment when we talk about the scandal in Germany right now about the automobile industry and how they cheated and how they get away from all this. And I think it's a very interesting topic because you in America. All who were had problems with those cars from Germany, you got money back. I don't know if you got back the complete sum, but you got money back. In Germany, it is not so. But I don't want to go any further because we will talk about this later.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about that. You guys didn't get your money back. Interesting. All right, move on to this next thing. Oh, you got it up there. Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about the story, the cop story. Right. I don't know if you guys remember the story about John Oliver attacking the asshole Robert Murray, owner of Murray Crappy Energy Corporation, the coal company. Well, he sued Oliver. The ACLU released a brief. A section of the brief is titled, "Anyone Can Legally Say, Eat Shit, Bob." They really just did this out of fun. The original suit argued that nothing has ever stressed Murray more than Oliver's vicious and untruthful attack, to which the ACLU's brief notes, as one media outlet asked, is he really saying that a late-night British comedian on a premium channel has caused him more stress than the time that one of his mines collapsed and killed a group of his employees? If so, that's weird. So, I like that. Thank you, ACLU, and to Bob Murray. Go fuck yourself. You're going to die soon, and no one's going to care. That's basically how it is. Anyway, we're on to the... I shouldn't say that. As a human being, I'll be concerned that we've lost another one. Other than that, thank God you're gone. We don't need your industry or you anymore. That I should separate those two things. I can compartmentalize that. So this is interesting. I wanted to talk about this story before we got out of here, and I know I'm going to run out of time, but You got to follow the power as to why this happened. So what's going on here is the FBI is launching an investigation into Arizona Power Company trying to block rooftop solar. And they've been fighting this for a long time because it's the fossil fuel industry, electric grids, and electric companies that don't want to shift over, that aren't in a position to, they don't want to negotiate this. They don't want to become maintenance providers, right? They're not going to make as much profit. And so they've been doing everything they can to stall, to not have this go through. And I was like, well, how is that? How does this happen? Like, who gets to decide that this company could do this? Because this is the power company for Arizona, and it could be a privately owned company or whatnot, but who controls the strings in this? And so I was like, well, who owns them? And I think it's my next link. It's my next link. Did I go there? Arizona Corporation Commission. So the Arizona Corporation Commission is the Public Utilities Commission of the state of Arizona, established by Article 15 of the Arizona Constitution. Arizona is one of only 14 states with elected commissioners. Did I just say elected? I did. Oh, looky there. So the corporation that owns the power company that's been fucking solar in Arizona is elected by us. In other states, it's appointed by the governor. So if your governor sucks, you're going to get a sucky commission. I don't know what Oregon's is. I know in Colorado they have that oil and gas commission that does the same thing. This just tells you that if you're in Arizona, you can run for a commissioner, being one of these commissioners. Probably win. Because it's probably one of those roles that's just there, that gets handed to people who actually show up, raise their hand, fill out the $14 form. But if you want to change the power struggle in Arizona dealing with rooftop solar, the FBI obviously is going after him right now. But looky there. Let's follow the power. Where does it go? It goes to a commission. How does that commission exist? We take those roles. Just kind of cool. If John was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, would he still be here or a Wall Street banker? I would never be a banker because I suck balls with money. Like, even though applied mathematics was my major in college, I was still bad with a cash register. See what I'm saying? Like, no. No. I would not be a Wall Street banker. No. That's funny. Why can't we sue the oil and gas companies for cock-blocking alternative energy? Obviously, I'm not aware. Well, we are. They're suing them for what they can sue them for. And yeah, that's a long story. This is cool. Navajo Tribal Utility Authority opens its first large-scale solar farm. I think they should just do this all over. Cut themselves off from fossil fuels and just completely... I mean, they're working on it. Smart. Good for them. Whatever land they've got left that we somehow allowed them to keep, amazingly. Please. What's next? We're almost done. Going to make it on time. I'm not going to run this full story. It's a 5-minute video. What's really cool about it is this WCSH6. I don't even know where this is, in someplace, wherever it is. This is local news. And this is cool because local news is talking about a child that basically their life isn't safe. Their cancer is in remission right now. Leukemia. Too late for bone marrow transplant, apparently. And cannabis has put the cancer in remission. And they're doing a story on it. And I'd like everybody to send this story to Jeff Sessions and point out that there's no way that heroin could ever do this. See if he gets the message. Anyway. And on the silver spoon thing, I just want to make it clear. I wasn't, just to clarify some things, I had plenty of opportunity in my life to have taken money, financing of college, all sorts of things that were given to me, and actually do the right thing with them, become a useful member of society in my 20s, and move into careerdom. I didn't. I grew my hair. I squandered those opportunities, and I became a drunk for a long time. So that was my life path and choice. Where would I be today had I gone to college immediately, graduated with some kind of career degree, and gone into that place? I would be an alcoholic there. I don't know. That's an interesting. I'm just saying I had opportunity. I'm one of the people that was given lots of opportunity. My parents worked very hard to give me opportunity, and I was too busy being drunk, honestly. So.
Well, life is like a chocolate box. You'll never know what's in it.
Well, thank you, Forrest German.
Thank you.
I was expecting you to change out the chocolate for like sauerkraut or bratwurst or something. Beer.
No.
Life is like a six-pack of beer. You never know.
No. I wanted to stick to the original as close as I can.
It was very nice. Oh, you guys. What a freaking day. Jupiter Judy, don't have money for... yeah, I know. Listen, nobody has money right now. Nobody has money right now. We're yeah, I get that. One of the reasons I'm hopeful on becoming a nonprofit is because then we can work with big organizations that have collected the dollars of all of us already that have more of that power and ability. I don't know if there's grants we can go after, or any of that kind of stuff. We'll have to figure it out. I didn't talk about volunteers. I was going to go into a little bit about volunteers and what I need. This is just really quick for those of you who are in Slack right now. And this is about Iowa and Scott and volunteers in Slack in general. If you came into Slack and you're there, and I know I brought a lot of people into Slack recently, and I'm not directing this at anybody in particular. Right? Most people in Slack are engaged in something with the general, dropping in slides and comments and news, and that's great. If you're interested in doing more than that, and listen, I mean that's great. You don't understand how much I rely on that wire. You may not see me run the story, but I rely on that wire to know what I am going to cover, to know what I am going to use for things, to know what's going on. I mean, so, and half the time, I'll be honest, half the time I look at that story and I go find an alternate source that I can actually use. Okay, so just understand that. You guys never get the credit you deserve who are working the general wire, but it is essential. It is one of the most important and critical things of making this thing function at all right? And it keeps everybody in there informed, which is important. Now, if you're available to do other things and you want to do other things, I need you to be proactive and ping me in Slack. I cannot be a cat herder. And I need people to do things. I need people that have time to do things, and these are things that are basic, like list building or organizational or on social media or just working with me on a special project where I know I've got you doing something in particular that we can work one-on-one on. Like Markus is working with me a particular thing. Steve is working with me on a particular thing. Laura Livengood, and I can work with people that way if I can. So if you're available and you want to help, I do have a growing list of shit that I could use help with. If you are in Iowa, I need people that want to become a real production crew. I need to know if anybody out there is a member of some group out there that's interested in getting involved. We've got this problem with Iowa where it's a hotbed of activity. It's behind enemy lines. It's in need of major progressive work, and our revolution, which Scott is a member of out there, I don't even know what resources they have, but this is just I'm just going to reach out to the National Art Revolution because I know you all watch this show and say, if you've got some money and maybe some people, Iowa's a place you need to send them, because we're trying to make things happen out there, and it seems to me like resources are very limited, and that makes no sense in one of the places that's a key battleground state. Iowa has got some serious fucking problems. We don't even talk about the dead zone in Mexico, but they're the major cause of it. Their agriculture is destroying our ocean, destroying their land, destroying their water. Their meat industry farms are destroying their air and everything else. It's Iowa is just really in need of help. And so if you're there, if you know people that are there, reach out, info@bernie2016.tv, or let's bug Our Revolution, ask them what the hell they're doing in Iowa. And listen, Scott's a member of Our Revolution Iowa. I'm just saying, we need to get some. I'm willing to do more things there and support more things there. Let's work on that together, because there's too much going on. There's too many things happening for it to be this void of help. The thing that Scott's looking at on the 12th, I'm not even sure I'm going to involve with now, because I don't know that there's the resources to even to do anything with me being involved, which is fine. They're going to have a conversation. They use Skype or whatever, and they'll have it in their room, and it'll be a great conversation for them. But it could be done better. It could be done to benefit the entire public, but the resources don't exist. And that's both manpower and technology. And funding. There's no money. So Iowa needs a lot of help. A lot of help. That's my Iowa plea. It's hotter than hell in here right now. It's 90. I'm wearing Walter. There's no fans going. But it's only supposed to get to 95 today compared to the last 2 days. So it should be good. Marcus, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. It was very, very, very pleasurable to be here with you and Steve. And see you tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Steve, thank you for being here and doing what you do, my friend.
You're so welcome, John. My pleasure.
Yes. And we're going out with, I got to preface this. We're going out with the Pretenders, Middle of the Road. And I'm going to tell you what it's about, according to Wikipedia and Chrissy Hind. But I'm using the video that I think is the original video from the 80s. It's not Vivoed, but that never means anything. My guess is we'll all get to watch this once, and it'll probably get shut down, and I'll have to back it out, so enjoy. But I have to go with it because the 80s stuff is just great. And Marcus has got me on this reminiscing path of 80s shit because I'm watching the show Glow. And and if you haven't seen it, even if you don't like wrestling, which it's really not about the wrestling at all, the music is just worth it just for some of the stuff that they play. So
and the director,
yes,
isn't he wonderful?
Mark Maron or whatever, he's fucking awesome.
Mark Maron, yes, wonderful actor.
Yeah, he's great. So we're going out of here with Middle of the Road by the Pretenders, which is according to Chrissy Hind, is about some Chinese book that I don't remember the name of, that I'm not even going to look at right here. Did I have it pulled up? Hang on, let me see. Here we go. Here it is. I'm sorry. She said it referred to the Tao Te Ching, which she interprets as the middle way. She's done other interviews with it, and a guy from Musician said it was really about mixing it up with the world, middle-aged, reaching a change in life. The time she wrote this, she was 32, and she talks about being 33, having a baby in this. For me, it made me think a lot about where I am in middle life or post-middle life at 47 and where I'm going to. And in the 80s, it was just a song on the radio that I liked, and it didn't have a lot of meaning to me back then. I didn't understand what they were talking about. I had a lot of ideas, and apparently my ideas of what they were talking about is nothing what they were talking about. Anyway, we're at an interesting crossroads, middle of the road right now with us as a species, and it's time to mix it up, and I think we're doing that. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow for the big show. Are we going to have Katie? Is she gone? No, she's gone on holiday, right? So we got no Katie.
I don't know what is first, that she takes care for the family stuff and goes then on holidays, or it was the other way around. I'm not sure.
Right. So we might, and Dennis is still going to be gone dating, right?
I think Dennis is excused as well for tomorrow. I got an excuse from his parents, and yes, he can stay with his girlfriend.
So tomorrow's just going to be you and me, huh? And Steve.
And Laura.
Right, Laura. Who's
Laura?
Oh my gosh, can you guys see the Bernie? Fuck, I didn't even talk about the Bernie. Did you see the Bernie in the background? Did you guys see this? That's Laura sent Bernie. I got Bernie in the show now. He's listing. I didn't realize he was listing. He's leaning.
Okay, and he's far enough away from Robert Donny?
He is. Donny is over here on the ground. He's.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to do with him yet.
Bernie would let out the air out of him.
He would. Thank you, Laura, for that. And we are working on T-shirts for the Eclipse, and they will be available for donations. I believe we're going to do something like that. Anyway, middle of the road, everybody. Enjoy the 80s stuff. That's why we're playing this one. See you tomorrow.
That's not all.
Every
It's
time
live
you
from the
write a
studio,
Gmail,
small friends of mine, a tip
watch
for
a
the
YouTube
top,
video,
the pretender.
or use Google Maps, Google collects data about you.
God, no.
We don't even know the full extent of what Facebook...
Middle of the road, he's trying to find me. I'm standing in the middle of life with my pants behind me. I got a smile for everyone I meet. As long as you don't tie a drag in my bed or dropping the bomb on my street. Now come on, baby, get in the road. Come on now. In the middle of the road, yeah. In the middle of the road, you see the darndest things. Like fat guys driving round in jeeps through the city wearing big diamond rings and silk suits. Past corrugated tin shacks full of kids. So man, I don't mean a Hampstead nursery. When you own a big chunk of the bloody third world, the babies just come with the scenery. Now come on, baby, get in the road. Come on now, in the middle of the road, yeah. Middle of the road is no private cul-de-sac. I can't get from the cab to the curb without some little jerk on my back. Don't harass me, can't you tell